Welcome to our series about Fort Donelson National Battlefield, which is located in Dover, Tennessee. Today, we will begin battlefield stop number 6, the Union Camp. After the successful attack of Brigadier General Charles Ferguson Smith, the surrender talks began. White flags hung over the Confederate fort as Union forces began to strengthen their positions. All aboard the Kentucky-Tennessee Living Time Machine. Please fasten your seatbelts and keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. But to get going, we need your help. We still need to fire up that time machine to transport us to Fort Donelson National Battlefield. Please help us by clicking on the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons down below. Not only does this fire up the time machine, but it convinces the YouTube algorithm that we need a bigger time machine to reach more people who love history as much as you do. Now, back to our story. From the Fort Donelson Today, a guide to the park. Quote, Union Camp. This area became a Union camp following Smith's successful attack. During the night, while both sides strengthened their positions, surrender discussions began. White flags were raised over Confederate positions at daybreak on February 16th, saddened the Confederates and created joy among the Federals. After their surrender, the Union troops camped here and were honored by being the first to march into Fort Donelson. Unquote.
The winter was bitterly cold, and the soldiers General Smith's division lay tentless and fireless along the ridgeline the night of February 15, 1862. An icy wind made sleep impossible. They occupied the trenches that only morning formed the right flank of the Confederate defenses. Now having driven the Confederates off the ridge, across the ravine behind you, and on to the next ridge, they anxiously awaited daylight to resume the battle. But there would be no more fighting. In the morning, just after daybreak, the sound of the bugle from the Fort Donelson announced a Confederate officer with a letter from General Buckner to General Grant, requesting, quote, the appointment of commissioners to agree upon terms of the capitulation of the forces and fort under my command, unquote. When the final surrender was announced, Laudman's brigade was given the honor of being the first Union troops to march into captured Laudman's brigade was given the honor of being the first Union troops to march into the captured fort, reward for their performance in the February 15th attack. 2nd Iowa Infantry, 7th Iowa Infantry, 7th Iowa Infantry, 14th Iowa Infantry, 25th Indiana Infantry, Burgess sharpshooters. The deadly enemy. The soldiers of both armies suffered from the bitter winter weather. The Union soldiers, however, were less able to cope with the conditions because some had thrown away their winter gear on the 12-mile march from Fort Henry when the weather turned unseasonably warm. Once Donelson, however, they were plagued with rain, snow, and sleet, and bone-chilling cold. Both Union and Confederate soldiers suffered from frostbite and even death.
Thank you. We at Kentucky-Tennessee Living would like to thank you for watching our visit to Fort Donelson. Don't forget to hit that like button, as the more likes we receive, the more likely YouTube is to suggest our videos to other viewers. Also, to receive notice when we upload a new video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. We thank you for continuing to support Kentucky-Tennessee Living as we are discovering the mysteries in Civil War history.